This is part 2 of the RDA Gunship build. So yesterday I kind of covered the parts that are included in the kit. So let me go over the instructions real quick, because what I've done is some pre-assembly and priming. And I want you to think of this as me making the mistakes, showing you what those mistakes were, so you don't make them as well. Okay? So let's get rid of the box. Alright, so let's look at the instructions. The instructions themselves, I'm thinking they may be from another kit. I'm not quite sure, because none of the runners have numbers on any of the parts. And remember, I only received 2 runners. Everything else was kind of separated. Okay, so what you want to do to avoid the mistakes I made, you want to assemble the cockpit area first. The reason being is the windshield actually goes underneath this piece. So this piece, as you can see here, needs to be put on at the very end. Okay, so all this gets attach it to the main body here. Then this piece can go on top here, because it has, like I said, it's got a little lip here that gets attached underneath this. Okay, everything else is pretty straightforward. You go in there and just pop, 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 pop. You might want some glue on hand, because even though this looks like it's a snap fit kit, it is anything but. Alright, so let's get to the parts here that I've done. Okay, so right away, this is the tail section. These two right here are very, very thin. I applied a little bit of pressure to put this fin on here, and this whole piece just snapped right off. And I mean, I'm talking like a finite amount of pressure on there. Okay, so I had to super glue that, put back together. Now you can see it still didn't even fit in all the way, so you're probably going to have to do some gap filling. Now if you notice on the inside, right here, sorry, lack of depth perception, there's no panel lines. It has the, I guess it's the mold port, I can't remember what the technical name is. Anyway, yeah, there's no panel lines. So if you know how to scribe, which is basically making these panel lines yourself, it might come in handy. And this one, this particular fin, this is the left fin, was very, very, very loose. So that had to get glued in. Okay. This fin, no pressure at all, just slid right in. This snapped right in half, right along the seam. I'm not sure if you can tell. So I basically just gap filled it with some super glue. So be really careful with this. And I haven't even touched on the rotors yet. But anyway, so yeah, this part here, just be really careful. Okay. The main body, which is right here, there's plenty of spaces that you're going to need to do some gap filling. This is where you go in here. The landing skid, okay, you're going to have to shave down the pins where the main body connects, because it won't be a tight connection, and this will not fit in there properly at all unless you do some major shaving of the parts. Excuse me. Once you get it in there, you still might have that gap there. So again, some gap filling, green stuff, whatever. I used super glue, didn't quite work out as well. I guess it kind of sunk in there. I went ahead and painted the canopy, went ahead and primed it. Now as you'll notice, on the side, it doesn't have those panel lines like it shows in the picture on the box. So you either have to mask it off or just be creative. Do whatever you want to do. Personally, I'm just going to say that that's shielded and they have like screens inside. Okay. Another thing, the forward sensor, it's nothing like in the picture at all. There's nothing that attaches to it. It's just round. That could easily be fixed with a piece of copper tubing. Okay. Yeah. On the plus side, there are a lot of panel lines. So if you want to get some Aztecing done, you could very well do it. It's a good opportunity to do so, and it could be very minimal, you know. So yeah, for 99 cents, yeah, you're not gonna beat it. As somebody mentioned, you know, just to use it as for greeblies alone, yeah, it's worth it. Because this does look like a backpack. One thing I am kind of disappointed in the picture shows the air intakes are right here. It looks like it's missing that whole piece because it's not in the instructions, and this is just a flat surface. So yeah, it could use something a little extra. But again, this is a 99-cent model. You know, don't sweat it too much. As for the missiles that were clear, 2 coats of prime, and you're pretty much good to go. I wish my thing would focus right now. They're decent. These are the forward guns. Yeah, it's just not going to focus. Anyway, these are forward guns. This is where the canopy was. Yeah, they're alright. They're not bad. I'm sure once I paint them, they'll be a lot better. Rotors. Rotor housing, I should say. They're pretty decent. Oh, I really wish this thing would focus. There we go. The top side, they look good. Bottom side has this big hole right here. And again, you can see where the sprue is not focusing. Where this comes off of the sprue. There's little divots right there. Okay. And these were the missile pods. Where part of it was green, and then the other part was that orange clear stuff. Take this off real quick. For these, this is the clear plastic part. That is the rear of it. The front, if you notice on the left, is that flat piece. Definitely an opportunity to describe something in there, like maybe just an X, so it looks like it breaks away. Personally, I'd like this to be the front, and that to be the rear. Yeah, nothing really special about them. Again, they'll probably look good once I paint them up. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, just be prepared for some gap filling. If you break a part, you're just gonna have to glue it. But for 99 cents, not a big deal. The only other thing I could think of really to mention is this might be a good alternative model if you're playing Team Yankee and just don't want to spend a bunch of money on Apaches and Cobras. Simply, like for me, I'm not playing Team Yankee, not dropping more money on another game, but just put these wings on the opposite sides, have them swept forward. You can call them like eagles, and like this, I believe this is supposed to be the scorpion configuration, where they're kind of swept like that. The only thing is you might have an issue connecting these pods and your missiles on there. But yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, that's about it. The next step will be painting. I did allow this to dry for 24 hours just so that it could be ready for paint. And since this is my first one, like I said, I'm making the mistakes so that way you guys don't make them. Alright, let me know what you think. Take it easy.